Hello out there, Ruthless Racing Series Nation. It's another Thursday night of action-packed Ruthless Racing Series action right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And tonight, we're going to be bringing you all the action from a restrictor plate track, Talladega. Unfortunately, we were unable to get the opening race on stream at the beginning of the year, which was at Talladega, but like I promised, I would be here for this one, and here we are. It is the Ruthless Racing Series Playoffs, the Ruthless Round of 6 at Talladega. So tonight, let's see if anybody can punch their way into the Ruthless 4, the people who will be racing for the Cup for the Ruthless Racing Series Championship at Homestead. But without further ado, it all starts tonight right here at Talladega. And they're just waiting on me to get my act together up here so we can go live and get some of that awesome restrictor plate racing underway. But it is going to be a top bunch out here tonight, as a lot of those guys in the bottom part of the field are going to need it. As we're going to try to get your drivers' standings here. Right now you got Typical Hollywood, Bad Martin, Dan the Man, Shepard, and Jared all in. Yeti and Travis did not make it their last race. So those 6 will be going for it tonight. I'm just waiting for the join. I'm trying to get Typical stream up, Typical 30 on YouTube. Thanks for his Ruthless Racing Series radio. Unfortunate, we've had this happen again. We've had this happen once before. I didn't get an invite. So no invite, if y'all can hear me, no invite. I didn't get an invite. I did not get an invite, guys. So as we get ready, hopefully they'll get the message. They're on it. Alright, cool deal. Unfortunate. We've had this happen one time before. I can't remember what race it was, but this did happen once before. Alright, all good. Nobody stressing. I know it sucks you gotta set everything back up, but it's all good. But once again, we'll say Typical Hollywood, Bad Martin, Dan the Man, Shepard, and Jared. Question is, do you all think that Bad Martin, Dan the Man, Shepard, or Jared could lock themselves into the championship tonight? I mean, that's 4 guys that kind of really need every single point. Typical kind of probably already locked in, you know. And Hollywood, you know, he could have some bad races, and Talladega is a place like that where it could happen. Could have a bad race where you lose a lot of points to somebody. And so it's interesting to what could possibly go down at a track like Talladega. I always loved having restrictor plate tracks in the playoffs. I just think it makes everything interesting. But yeah, thanks to everybody who's joining. I don't have my chat pulled up at the moment as I was looking at the points right there. But never fear. If anybody hasn't hit that like button yet, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. This is Ruthless Racing Series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And we go live every Thursday around 9 p.m., 9:30 some weeks. Here lately I've been a little busy. I would be active on the community tab, but usually check my community tab for all the upcoming race information, even points and things like that. But thanks to everybody that's out there. Got Aaron Lee out there in the chat. Graylin back in the chat. Good returning viewer there. Everything back. Everybody knows everything NASCAR. Responsible for the official Ruthless Racing Series highlights. And also, big thanks to SKU Car. It seems like a lot of you all know who that is already, but you can check out the description for some deals that could help you out maybe this holiday season, and a last ditch effort to get somebody that gift that you just forgot to get them. Already up to 11 viewers, 20 comments. Thanks to everybody that's in here. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It's really appreciated. Every one means something here on this channel, as we are small. But we're already up to 332 subscribers. Literally probably 200 beyond my expectations whenever this all started. And even the views, they keep coming in. I mean, even after the NASCAR season ended, I knew things would kind of die down, but it seems like we still got a lot of people that come by and at least check out some parts of our races. And I appreciate that. Aaron Lee, appreciate that. You just stay quiet. That's perfectly fine if you're just here to watch the action. It's greatly appreciated. Hey Aaron Lee, I am from the great state of Kentucky. I've said that on here before, so some people know. That's right, who is ready for Daytona? As we're going to try to get you in a little bit of a Daytona mood with this Talladega race right here in the Ruthless Racing Series playoffs. The Ruthless, round of 6. And obviously, Talladega. Alright. We got, I think we're up to 15 or 16 people up in this field tonight, to be honest with you. I think. I could have been deceived. I'm not sure. Talladega. 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 Talladega could be like a Roval thing. Haven't really inspected Talladega for any alternate routes. Oh, good deal there, Aaron. Yeah, I know a lot of people from Michigan got Kentucky folks that are family, just due to the factory work and stuff back in the day and all that. So yeah, we're all ready to. All right, we're all ready to go here. They're going to let me know when to join. It should be able to join now. Good deal, good deal, good deal. All right. My old Kentucky home. That's right. Go Cats. Weird. SKU car got bugged out. Anybody that acts up is going to get wrenched. Alan Cartel is here for Travis and Hollywood. I believe Alan would ditch his brother for Hollywood at this point. He's always in here, you know, trying to cheer him on. Unfortunate. If somebody got wrenched, let us know who it was. I can get it fixed. If they don't talk anymore, we'll see. Alright, we're going to get going. Typical is on the pole, Hollywood on the outside pole, and this is going to be Talladega, the first race in the round of 6 in the Ruthless Racing Series playoffs. And there will only be 4 guys that will move on and be the Ruthless 4 championship fighters. But Talladega is, I'm sure, going to be proven to be a good one. It's 29 laps here in stage number 1, possibly a pit as well, I would imagine. And it'll come down to what kind of strategy some of these guys pull. I know some guys are going to be saving a little bit of fuel, but they can't save a whole thing. I'm not sure what the rule is exactly. I think it's around 100 or 1 or 2 laps. But this is going to be well of a race here this evening, I do believe, between all these guys. Some of these guys that are lower down in those points that know they can be knocked out with somebody getting a win here tonight. They're going to try to do everything they can to make sure that odd ball out, so to speak, makes it in there in that final 4. And they will be meeting up at Homestead for the championship race. And I kind of like that oval style, a traditional mile-and-a-half track there at Homestead, Miami. And it was a good pick for us here for the championship race. Kind of go back to the older NASCAR roots. And as expected here earlier on is just a lot of bottom line feeding, as we'll just try to get a look at how these cars look going down through here. Good line of them. There's Hollywood, who started on the outside pole, found himself probably more towards 5th or 10th back here in this field. I was trying to say 5th is very wobbly up there, 5th or 6th position. Thanks to everybody who's came in and given us a view here so far. 13 out there. It's greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed, please do so. And hit the bell for Anxious Yeti. He likes it when people hit the bell. You can see Dan the Man working hard there in 2nd place. Got G-Dog in that 17. Got bumped out, though, by the 62, Project 62, up in the 3rd position here, Talladega. Good track for the team, the 62 car. And we got a lot of guys just kind of chilling on the outside in some parts of this track. On board Bad Martin here has created some kind of gap here between the top 4 and himself. See if he tries to drag some people outside here to get a run going. I'd like to see a little high side action get going. Yeah, he's going to take it to the outside. Let's see if the rest of them's going to go. Bob Drew's certainly going to go with him there. And Trav is going to go with him. There's Trav Nation for all you Trav Nation watchers. They're in the 21. But he's going to think about the inside now. Gets back with the group. And he's going to leave them out there to dry for the moment. There's Sticky Renthouse looking to stick his nose somewhere. Oh, got a little bit of contact there going into the 1 turn here at Talladega. Hollywood gets off the apron a little bit. It's good to see that Miller Lite car out here. Wonder who picked that. We got a couple people making some starts tonight. Got Big Ben here. Hopefully they are reoccurring drivers. All drivers are appreciated here in Ruthless Racing. So welcome aboard there, Big Ben. There's Dunlap, been here in a few starts already here in Ruthless Racing Series. And it's Bob Drew has also made himself start. Travis has been staying up. He's ready to run 2 wide if anyone else has got some balls. Oh, 47 gets contact from the 6 of Bob Drew, goes up and hits the concrete, and that's going to destroy his run. Oh, and he takes another bump in for good measure off the 19 of Jared, who's trying to find a championship spot to stick that 19 Toyota in. And the only Toyota in the entire field, I think. There's Typical still leading this bad boy. Typical of him to do so. I know we're getting tired of that pun. There's Hollywood again, has worked himself back up to a better position than earlier. Trav Nation tucked inside there in the rear of Hollywood. So we got Travis and Hollywood together here, and that's just a perfect screenshot there for Alan. #1 fan, by the way, Alan. Not many people know that, but behind the scenes, Hollywood's going to try to make a move to the outside, and there goes that pair of balls that Allen was talking about. The 21's going to try to go up there and tag along right with him. Nobody else is going to jump out there. Maybe someone from the front. They just need a couple of guys to go out there and start pushing them. They do look like windshield wipers out here. Oh, I don't know who that is. I believe that was Animal that went out there very quick like. Dunlap got kind of shuffled out there too. Travis and Hollywood go back to the inside group, and they have kind of tucked back in kind of nicely here. And this is what you expect. 8 out of 29 laps completed so far here in stage 1. This is about what you would expect. A lot of people trying to run the bottom, but you know, I want to see them try to get 2 lines going. I mean, hell, let a couple cautions fly in this race. It'd be fine with me to see a couple good wrecks happen. Dan the Man leading the outside lane, but thinks different of it. Tucks himself right there in front of Bad Martin, and I can't believe he's able to get that one in there. Thinks about it again on the outside. And see what he does. He's got a little bit of that side draft due to that gap. But Bob Drew jumps inside there. So we got an interesting line working out up here. Bad Martin went up and got Dan the Man again, and it's kind of forcing a few people to push the line here. So from the view of Bad Martin here, you can see they're trying to get that top lane going with some people, but nobody wants to go up there. So we'll see. We got some from the back trying to pull up here and make it interesting. Trav Nation, Dunlap, and I believe that's Anxious Yeti up there in the 62 trying to make that top lane work. And let's see, all the balls are on the high side right now. So, all right, we got some 2-lane racing starting to work out here. Bottom line is now outnumbered for the first time this race. Jay Santos, thank you for supporting all channels that you support. 2-line racing here at Talladega is the first stage here in the Ruthless round of 6. And it's also the first race, so we'll see who can make it go. Oh, Bad Martin's going to sling it out to the outside. Dan's going to go with him. Oh, got a wreck. We're going to have a good one here. We got plenty around back here. Oh, goodness. Oh, Ricky Sticky Randhouse already out. Oh, Yeti wrecked it. I believe he was the only casualty. Oh, so we got a couple of guys straggling behind now. Hey, Alan, you knock it off. You knock it off. Oh, Yeti got pitted. It did look rather tough. Cody Ware champ. You heard it here first, Skew Car. I heard it. I seen it. It's live right here, proof, on the Google company platform here. Oh, Hollywood took a pit. We'll see what that does. Wonder if that pit came for a reason. High lane still looking kind of good here. Oh, 6 kind of jumped out there really quick like. And you can see they've got it really going here. It's Trav Nation out here on the high side with everybody else. Shepard up here trying to steal a spot. Hollywood, I think, did come off the pits, and he's found himself running in this pack, I think. I couldn't be for sure on that. We are going to be 13 out of 29 at the line. And I'm not quite sure how the pitting strategy is going to look for some of these guys. Oh, another wreck. Not 10 around. So 19 wrecks it. Animal was able to avoid him, and we've got a tight race up here at the front, and I'm sure this line's just going to move right down. So the high line, I guess, did technically take over the low line, but it wrecked a couple times in the process. Alan says Chastain's going to get him a dub this this year on the championship belt side of things. So, let's see. Got disconnected, lost draft. Unfortunate. I did see you grab some concrete there. Looking almost 3 wide up front here. It's very possible we might see a flip on this stream. If we do, that means someone really wrecked her, because flips on streams are not very common. Elliot Fan 9, welcome to the stream. Like your Christmas tree. Merry Christmas. Or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, whatever floats your Christmas presents. Yucks. Okay. Got Bob Drew out here making the best out of first place at the moment. Got Dan the Man behind him, followed by Typical, and then Trav Nation in 4th position. So, looking... Thanks, Elliot Fan, for the subscription. For hitting that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. Just got your notification. But yeah, we're back to some single file racing here. Most of these guys are going to have around 5-6 laps of fuel remaining. Getting a little wonky up there on the high side. And Typical's going to jump out. Does that mean somebody's pitting? I do not see any pitting cars this time by. A lot of movement throughout the field now. It's like a lot of cars don't know where they want to be. Hate to hear that, Sticky Renthouse. So we do have 13 cars out here in the field at the moment. Only one coming down to disconnection here. So Bob Drew still holding on to that lead. Jared had an accident earlier. Wonder if he's already took his pit. And you can see this is Typical. He is going to be the back. Oh, Dunlap is going to be the back part of this front group here. I guess they are kind of chasing who is up there in the top 3. Or these guys pit, I would assume, yeah. Maybe. Nope, these are your leaders. That's Trav Nation running in 3rd there. Got some good noises for the engines at the plate tracks, I think. They don't sound as prominent in the others. Alan, everybody read Alan's comment. That's good. That's good shit. Oh, 3 wide in the middle of the group here. Let's see, kind of works itself back out to 2 wide, but now we're 2 by 2 for nearly 4 rows here. As we'll see how it all going to work out. Pit stops are going to be coming here within the next 3 to 4 laps. Welcome to the Blue Bayou. That's right. So Trav Nation finds himself back in 8th position now, but that's just due to this side-by-side racing. Travis going to go back up there where the balls are. Recount. So top line trying to get it together. It's Hollywood, Shepherd, Typical, Dunlap, and Travis. Stage 1, we got 29 laps. We are coming down to some pit stops here in 2 or 3 laps, and I'm interested in how they're going to work out in this front group. Who's going to stay out, try to stretch it a little bit longer, and all that stuff. Bob Drew just out here leading this thing at the moment. We got 10 laps remaining in stage number 1 with the pit coming. We'll see how it gets going. Alright, we'll see how these guys strategize this pit stop coming up. It's coming up now for some of these guys. Nobody took it this time. We could see somebody mess up going into the pits here. I'm gonna keep it on typical to see. Not Hollywood, he'll be right there in the mix. We'll keep it on him to see how this pit goes. Dunlap gonna go in. Typical possibly gonna go in. Hollywood might stay out. We'll see how it goes here. See if what kind of strategy some of these guys take. About 9 laps remaining. Will they be able to avoid the tires? These two guys are going to be working together whenever they come back out, so I think that's going to be interesting for them. Alright, so these guys have got to be pitting here. It's got to be coming up for some of these guys here. Look like a couple went. Yeah, most of the front's going to go. Trav Nation kind of just hovered on the line. I guess he's going to say, if I don't go, I didn't really commit to going. But if he does go, he's going to say, well, I committed. So, interesting play there. Oh, looks like typical got a speeding penalty. Hollywood going in hot. Did he get there? That's the interesting part. Nobody wrecked. We are top neck going down pit road here. Big Bob Drew did keep the lead going down pit road. Now we'll see how it works whenever they come off. And yeah, good pit down through there. Typical did get a speeding penalty, so it's going to hurt his stage 1 chances. All right, so the group of people come off with Hollywood in the lead. And so Hollywood did not pit earlier. I guess he just got shuffled down to the bottom there. Alright, so this is your front group, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch them, as the 16 is your leader. And Hollywood, Bad Martin trying to go out there, Dan the Man Shirley to follow. Travis goes where the balls are, and here he goes. They got the inside line outnumbered. Hollywood going to go up there and strand Shepard. No, they're able to clear him, I guess, going up. They tried to pull a whole 3-car crossover, but it did not work out. And we're coming down to the nitty-gritty here in stage number 1. Typical is doing some crazy stuff over there on his stream. We're at 23 out of 29 laps here in stage number 1. And Hollywood is your leader. He's got Shepard back there behind him. Dan the Man and Bad Martin double teaming it up. Travis trying to catch some air to get up there on their bumpers. Oh, he left him. He left Dan to dry. He left Dan to dry for a moment. I couldn't believe it. Oh, he's going to do it again. He's going to try to keep the lead here. Bad Martin is going to force Dan to go back to the inside. Hollywood's going to take Martin's spot, and now Dan the Man's going to have to help Hollywood here and see if him and Travis and Hollywood can all get it together. I'm unsure how many are in the race total. I think it's, I'm not quite sure. 40 some? No, it ain't 40 some. 94, yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I wanted to say 94, and I was like, is that right? That could have been 100. Yeah, we'll be at 25 out of 29 now. Or 26 out of 29 for the leaders here. Bad Martin took that lead and did not look back. Shepard remained in his second position. They're going to start coming up on these guys now and make some of these cars a lap down, which would be unfortunate. King Randy joins the chat. Thanks, welcome in. A lot faster than the truck race. We got a good line up front here. We'll see who's going to try to make any moves. So we got 3 to go. Thanks to everybody who is watching. This is the Ruthless Racing Series playoffs, Ruthless round of 6 at Talladega. This is the first race in the round of 6. As we'll see tonight who can solidify themselves as a part of the Ruthless 4 and fighting for a championship in Miami in just a couple of weeks. But for now, we got to get stage 1 decided here at the great Talladega. As Bad Martin, the leader, has shifted multiple times here in this stage. And Bad Martin, with 2 to go now in stage number 1, is going to try to get him a few points, maybe, to help himself towards getting into that one of those 4 spots that are available to claim the hardware. As you all can see it. That's about as good as I can do for you there, Alan. We're all waiting for someone to flip. Trav having a little issue here. Like he got a little swirly. We're gonna have 1 to go here in stage number 1. Can Bad Martin get it done? These 2 guys, that's Jared actually looking for a championship spot, and Yeti, who unfortunately could not claim a championship spot, looking to lose a lap here. Leaders kinda went with them for a second, but now they jump to the outside. Shepard, Dan, and Martin are all on the outside. Dan kind of working with the bottom cars. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. He thinks he maybe work on the bottom with those guys. You can get around this guy, but it ain't going to happen. There are multiple cars wide coming to the line for stage number 1. Shepard to the inside. And it's going to be Dan that gets stage number 1, but not by much. As that was some roughneck racing coming down to the line there. I almost thought Shepard was going to do it with that inside move. We got some more Trav Nation in the house. So Bad Martin's able to take stage number 1 right there. As that was interesting for sure. So racing for their laps. Not sure how it worked out, but Bad Martin, Shepard, Dan the Man, Hollywood, Trav Nation rounds up your top 5 in stage number 1, followed by Typical, Bob Drew, Big Ben, Dunlap Racing, and Animal rounding up the top 10. So that was stage 1 action here in the Ruthless Racing Series, Ruthless round of 6. As always, this is brought to you by SKU Car, so please check out the description for a humble bundle deal, last minute holiday options, and also if you want to get somebody tickets from SeatGeek, go down there and check out that code SKU Car at checkout to save $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. And now we're going to get stage number 2 underway. Bad Martin, Shepard's going to be on the front row, starting this one out. Good restart here by the 4, not so much by the car behind him. And it is bumper to bumper up there on the top line. I think they'll have a little bit of the momentum if Travis can get through those gears fast enough. But I think Shepard may have slowed up that line a little bit. And that's going to allow Bad Martin and these others to continue. We got Hollywood way down into the apron here on the back stretch. He's going to have to find somebody to let him back in. before he Kevin LePages everybody. Yeti, you never know what could happen. You could come right back. Alright, Kim says go Travis as well. Trav Nation is in the house. Good to see Sticky Rant House 47 out here. Like the change of your name there. Bad Martin still leading. So interesting, everybody just going back down to the bottom. 27 laps in stage number 2, so 29 and 27 for the first 2 stages. 2 less in this stage, and they will be, everyone will have to pit at least once. And we'll see how that turns everything around. Again, had a really good group pit together there in stage number 1. Always like these Talladega races. They seem to go by quick, even though they really aren't the quickest of races. But the cars are going fast. These guys are going around 2:05 at the very least. In these big long drafting lines like this. And you'll see some guys like that, like Trav Nation, get real loose or tight coming into these corners, as the air will greatly affect how the car turns and gets into the corner. Tire wear doesn't seem to be an issue other than on the right sides. I'm not sure if people are taking tires when they go to pit. This stage could be one of those stages where someone could get away with not taking right side tires. With 10 laps to go, I felt like people felt like they had to on their last pits. But on this pit around, it's going to be around 6 or 7 laps, I believe. So these guys may be able to sneak in with getting out ahead of everybody with just like a 5-second stop on their pit, if possible. Oh, one up into the wall. That'd be typical in the 3. And Anxious Yeti, Anxious Yeti down into the inside, and he's looking for a place to put his car. Dunlap gracefully puts him back into racing contention. Is stuck a lap down, battling to try to get back up there and change his luck. So interesting turn of events there. Shepard really strong there in stage number 1, finds himself back here. And that's not a terrible spot to be at a place like Talladega, as you're not out of the race right there. Animal and Typical right there behind them. They're trying to work themselves back together to catch this front pack. Trav Nation a little bit off the bumper of the back cars. Got a couple going to the outside now. And Alan wasn't wrong. Anytime someone jumps out to that middle lane or higher, Travis is right there on their bumper. Yeah, new word, Yanxious. Alright. So still got Bad Martin up there just owning it at the moment. Dan the Man in second, just being that absolute pusher he needs. Oh, we got a lot of calamity going on in the middle of the track. And that forces a couple guys below the yellow line, but I think they got back around to it here. This Trav Nation kind of... Oh, got another one off, acting all weird. Good to see G-Dog up here in the top part of this field tonight. Got a good long line of cars out here out in the front. Not too many people straggling off the pace, as I still believe we only have one car out in the field. Good one, Sticky. And appropriate due to your name. But anyways, this is Talladega. Yanked out to the outside is the 62. and he's going to have to fall back to the back of this line. Shepard bumped back out too. Maybe this will be the makings for a little bit of an outside line. Yeti back up into the wall back there. So we are 8 of 27 here right now in stage number 2. Bad Martin, your stage 1 winner, is still your stage 2 leader. Yes, Be New Stu, I'm your commentator. Be New Stu right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Big Ben in that 2 car is still up there. He, barring him not being any laps down, he's running 4th. Dunlap's going to wrap up this part of the field here. So Dunlap still has all that draft. As you can see, we'll get right here on the hood of his car, so y'all can hear this. And you can hear as he got up to the cars, he checked out just a little bit. And I like to call that floating the throttle. And you float that throttle and just, you can really keep your speed up just with the draft. He is a little shaky, but that air really influences how he goes into these turns. As you'll see, some guys, they'll kind of shift up the track if they're further back in the line, as that air is, they have so much speed build up as it just doesn't want to stick. You can see Dunlap does it right there. The air just kind of shoves him up just a little bit. His car just doesn't quite have the stick to handle that much speed at that part of the track. Yeah, it's a good question there, Sticky Rittenhouse. Who is your favorite driver in the Ruthless Racing Series? And as we got 11 out of 27 here in stage number 2, we'll flip through the field real quick. This is Dunlap in the 24. There's Bob Drew in that 6. Animal in that 38. And we get some shifting going around here into the field. There's Jared looking, he's part of the Ruthless round of 6, and he is hooked up with Hollywood here as something has happened to these two, as I'm not sure who that or what happened. Typical. Most wins in the Ruthless Racing Series Season 1 here. And there's Hollywood, co-owner slash racing operator of Ruthless Racing Series. Dan the Man, the 34. He's been a good, strong racer all season, and certainly a Championship 4 favorite, alongside Typical in Hollywood. And there's another one in Bad Martin, another Championship favorite. Bad Martin was stage 1 winner tonight, and he does have a win here in the Ruthless Racing Series. Can't quite remember the track. Trav Nation, number 21, brings in the most viewers every week. I do believe just one single driver bringing in the most single viewers. I believe that is Trav Nation. And so there's that. Sticky Rittenhouse, obviously, as you see him into the in the chat there, he's the one who asked the question. And G-Dog in the 17 made, I think he started most races this season, if not every race. And been looking good here this evening, been running up here in the top packs all night. And then there is Project 62 Anxious Yeti. Or Yanxious Eddie. Whatever, man. But there he is. And there's Shepard in the 48. Raced every race here And I don't know if that means we're pitting there for that 34. That possibly could mean that. Or he's just trying to give some room. Shepard in that 48. Big Ben, first start here in the Ruthless Racing Series. And then we're back to Dunlap. And Bob Drew finds himself back out in the lead. He was in the lead earlier on in stage number 1. And here he finds himself back up here now once again. And we'll see if he's able to stay up there. Travis was leading that outside line, but it died rather quickly. Still up here to 12 viewers this evening. Appreciate every single one of you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. As I do believe we are up to 334 now. So thanks to every single one of you. I will say something about the Ruthless Racing Series, is that we, as I'm sorry, my issue here, tangled up. Sorry, as I was saying, as we don't have a lot of cautions, it seems like, but Dunlap has found himself all the way back, or all the way up here to second place now behind Bob Drew. And some of those guys that were running in the front are now in the back part of this pack. Maybe kind of shift the field to save a little bit of fuel. I want to apologize to the chat. We're at 16 out of 27 laps here in stage number 2. Bob Drew is leading this bad boy at the moment. Got G-Dog in second place now. Dunlap has now dropped back. Thanks for the score update there. Really appreciate that. Good NFC West divisional matchup going on Thursday Night Football, presented by Jeff Bezos. Or I mean the Amazon Rainforest. Or shit, what is it? Just Amazon the website. Yeah, that's what it is. Amazon Streaming Prime or whatever. Jeff Bezos iPhone. So door-to-door racing. Now the leader Bad Martin from before is now trying to take it back. Oh, got the outside, getting a little swirly side draft for the 4 right now. And it's getting swirly up here. Dan the Man somehow works back out to the front here. I don't know if they just caught him or what. I have no clue where he came from. Typical goes down, bumps the 17 a little bit. We're getting a little crazy here towards the end of stage number 2, right before the pit stops. I don't know how many more laps these guys could go, as there is a mandatory pit stop. Anxious Yeti once again at risk of losing another lap. Anxious Yeti prefers the low side to let all these guys go. And these guys are getting swirly here. Bob Drew drops back to 4th now. We had some guys pit already, I do believe. Dunlap going to jump back out to the outside. You got Shepard running 3rd there. You can see Dan the Man out there in the front. And now it's switched. You got Bad Martin now in the 4th position. Oh, 62 got a little wobbly coming off 4. Big one could be a brewing. Maybe nobody wants to pit this time. We're just going to settle it with a restart towards the end of this one, this stage. 20 out of 27 laps, 8 remaining. And we're going to certainly have to be seeing some pits here soon. Because there is no way I miss them pitting. Oh, Geno Smith, yes. Whenever I watched the first little bit of the game, he was getting absolutely tortured, terrorized, bullied. And so are most of these cars out here in this field right now. As Dan the Man's hanging on to the lead, but everybody else is just trying to hang on to their wheel. Shepard goes out to the outside, possibly looking for a pit here soon. And these guys are going to have to come in, and, you know, like I said, somebody might be able to get away with no tires. And that is going to be a big difference if they're not just out there like a sitting duck. If they get a really good time difference on these guys with about 6 laps remaining, they could possibly get it done out here. I believe that was Anxious Yeti possibly out there that got in the wall. I was focused right here on this. I do believe we got some cars in the pits. I did hear some noise on the way. Yep, we got some guys coming out. Big Ben. Looks like Hollywood coming out there. And Jared. Animals coming up behind them. And these are your leaders. Travis, Typical, are going to be pitting this time by. And not sure about the top 3. I think they're going to keep Yeti yawned and wrecked. Oh, so here comes the mass pit stop, and did not see those leaders. Oh, we got a wreck going in. Typical around. We got, oh, the 6 around. It could have just been a glitch, but it was good for TV. And we'll let these skew car pit stops take place. As I will take a quick whistle wetting break. Wet your whistle, baby, whistle, baby. So Typical comes out way ahead, takes the strategy I was talking about, no tires. And that's going to kind of put him in that sitting duck position I was talking about. If that doesn't leave you in that position, it would be worth it. He may only saved around 3 seconds on these guys getting fuel compared to not getting the right sides. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty of the stage number 2 here. Typical just going to jump all the way to the outside and let Bad Martin and those guys just take off. Dan the Man and Trav Nation. Zach Antley, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. This is the Ruthless Racing Series Playoffs, Ruthless Round of 6 at Talladega. This is stage number 2. And I will get you a lap count as soon as we get back around to the line on Typical stream. It's Typical did come out in the lead from the pits, but now it is Dan the Man and Bad Martin up here, bumper to bumper with Trav Nation in tow, trying to see who can win this stage number 2 battle. And it's been a good one, been close all the way through the race. Stage number 1 was won by Bad Martin there in that 4 car. As I forgot to get you all that lap count because I was talking. I love the chat. Y'all keep it very interesting there. I like it. Skew car, you didn't accidentally yeet that Aaron guy or whatever, huh? Aaron Lee? Did you accidentally boot that guy? I know you said you accidentally booted somebody. Okay, cool. Oh, that was the end of the stage because I forgot to get the lap count. But that's going to be Bad Martin, Dan the Man, typical Trav Nation, and it's Bob Drew in your top 5. So Bad Martin wins stage 1 and 2. Can he sweep the race at Talladega and automatically punch his ticket in to the championship 4? And that would be crucial against somebody like Hollywood, who, like I said before the race, if he did not have a good race here at Talladega, it could put that championship run all up for grabs here late in the season. But Shepherd, G-Dog, Dunlap, Big Ben, and Animal round up your top 10. And we're going to get going for stage number 3. I know this is a longer stream here for everybody, but it's been action-packed. As I do believe Bad Martin was the front row along with Dan the Man to start this one off. In stage number 3, fuel is going around 19 laps, it seems to be, but you obviously saved quite a few laps here. At a super speedway such as Talladega. And I wish Typical would switch that over so I could see. We got 94 laps total. Oh, big one coming up. Hollywood into the wall. Or I'm sorry, not Hollywood. Animal was in the wall. That's caused Hollywood to wreck a couple. So good wreck there. There it is for the crowd. Everybody got to see it. If you were sticking around, you got it. It was 200 comments that did it. The 200 comments did it. Big crash there. Animal into the wall. Jared might have got a little bit of that action. Hollywood certainly a part of it, but didn't get the wall, I do not believe. Anxious Yeti even a part of that one, possibly. So first crash of the night. We had about 4 in that one. So we got to get to 300 comments. And we'll get some more. We'll get some more crashing. So restart early on here in stage number 3. So after no cautions all night, the first restart of stage number 3 brings us some serious action. And this is going to bring Bob Drew to the front of the field now, as it has switched. Oh, we got some down already on the restart. What's going on here? We got 30 laps remaining in the race, so these guys are going to have to pit with about around 10 laps to go. 9, depending on how much they save. There certainly will be a pit stop, barring any more cautions. This race was already getting crazy late into stage number 2, and it carried right over to this restart. That's right, Graylin. I think we do have 38 laps. Did have 38 laps. We'll have 29 at the line here in stage number 3. You got to count stage breaks and all that. Kind of cuts off that 38 as you go throughout the race. Kind of double lined out through here. Got some cars. Got some cars really shifty out here this evening. But I feel like this is a great time since everybody is packed up on the track and everything's going smooth, as I'm going to do a little bit of a crank it up, and you all can let me know how it sounds in the chat. Thank you. thank you all. That was Crank It Up, Ruthless style. And I hope you all enjoyed that. Bob Drew gets shifted up. Big Ben going to go to the lead, I think. Possibly. Not sure if he was lapped or not. Possibly the lead for Big Ben here. Anxious Yeti, not sure if he made it back on the lead lap or not. And this, oh gosh, I got to look at the back of this pack. It is absolutely spread out. How many cars are in the field? We have 13 on the track right now. We did have one succumb to engine failure. But thanks for joining in the chat there, Ethan Lewis. Good to have you. It did sound like the 19 got a black flag there, skew car. I did get back to that one a little late, but that was good. Yeah, I do remember you coming through quite a bit on our pub lobby streams and stuff. Good to see you come through and catch a little bit of this Ruthless Racing Series action. This is the first race in our round of 6 playoffs. Only 2 races in this round. He is looking squirrely as the outside line gains a lot of cars very quickly. And I mean very quickly. And it's looking great. It's one of the greatest outside lines I've ever seen. And the 16 is leading it. So Big Ben loses the lead back to Bad Martin. So we'll try to get back over to him. As Bad Martin has won both stages here tonight. Can he lock it in for the Ruthless 4? Fighting for a championship at Homestead here in a couple weeks. And I'm not even going to cap. I don't even know what the next race is. So I'll get that pulled up for y'all here. Oh, we got Charlotte next week. That's a good one. Got a 4-stage race, little bonus points. That's another long race. Had a lot of long races here in the playoffs. And I know they take a toll on these drivers, but I'm a one-man booth up here, and I don't hardly stop talking. So yeah, it is going to be Charlotte next week, and that's going to be the deciding factor race. Who goes? Jack's Wasted Life, welcome to Ruthless Racing. Also a Wasted Life behind the mic here. And that bottom line is just kind of just working itself out to be the dominant line once again. Yep, we got Trav Nation still out here watching. I have to get him on. There he goes. It was just destined for you all to see him. It was the next car in the freaking line. That's just great. I'm happy for all of Trav Nation for that one. As you see him, he's really not out of this race. I mean, he's right there. That is not out of this race. Even though he looks like he's in about 8th to 10th position, he is. It doesn't mean nothing at a track like this. I watched Dale Earnhardt one time. No joke. Go look it up. He passed like 7 dudes in the last 3 laps or something. Nobody thought he could do it. And I think Travis has that mentality of the Intimidator. I mean, we watched him at Iowa there earlier on in the season. He was putting that bumper to people. He's like, I'm getting in to that next round. And by golly, he did. So there's a 62 been helping this leader out. And so far in this part of the stage number 3. As the outside line starts to brew like a strong storm up the East Coast. Can typical Hollywood and it looks like G-Dog, can they get it together? They just need a little bit of help. Somebody wants to go up there and help them out. Everybody's sticking to that bottom line. It's really swirly out there, but they do take the lead for the moment. So we got a heck of a battle up here up front. Got a lot of cars trying to go up there and make it happen. Give us some side-by-side racing. It's been a really entertaining race. One of our better ones all season. We've had a great crowd to go along with it. Greatest voice I ever seen. Yeah. It's much appreciated. I really appreciate all the compliments. But this is really for all of you that are out there watching tonight. We just like to have us a good crowd and put something on that they can enjoy, and it's just a fun, loose, relaxing atmosphere. But possibly for the championship race in a couple weeks, I'll have a special guest up here in the booth, and I won't quite give that away just yet. I think it's called allergies, but yeah. So the 62, I'm not quite sure if this man is about to lead this race or if he's still a lap down. He's been sneezing and hitting the wall, but hell, if he's in the lead, good for him. But it's pretty crazy right now up here. Is got around like 22 laps to go, I do believe. Or no, I'm sorry. Got a little ahead of myself there. There's about 15, 16 laps to go here, unless I just can't count. 17. Sorry, my fault. 17 laps to go here. Stage number 3. Grayling, the rest of the schedule is Charlotte, then Homestead for the championship. So next week, same time, same bad channel, is we're going to have the Charlotte lock-in race. Who makes it to the championship for? Who is going to be fighting for the first ever Ruthless championship? And it's only between 6 guys. And you got typical Hollywood, Dan the Man, Bad Martin, Shepard, and Jared. And right now, Bad Martin looking really good. Dan the Man and Hollywood, they might be on the fringes of this championship for society when it's all said and done. It all depends on what maybe someone like Shepard does. Jared seemed to have had a pretty rough outing here this evening, but it all changes with a win, and Talladega is a great track to just get that win out of the way. You wouldn't even have to go turn more than 2 laps in the next race just to say he was there. And so here goes the 2, Big Ben, trying to make a move past Anxious Yeti here. Oh, Trav Nation puts Yeti Nation way up to the concrete and just gets him right out of the way up into the safer barrier. So there you go, Trav Nation. I was telling you, he goes where the balls are. Or as Alan said earlier. Oh, we're 3 wide here for about 5th position. Bob Drew just in a terrible position. So they get it figured out. Bob Drew goes back down. We got a lot of swirliness going on out throughout the front parts of this field here. Getting a lot of tongue-tied. So outside drops back as usual. That was a weird transition there. There's Typical, one of those guys looking to get in that championship spot. Typical out here, another championship favorite. Probably the championship favorite, considering he's won most of the races, I think, or the most races, which would be most of the races. There we go. Got Miss Helms up in here. Trav Nation back again. You know what that means? That's just a Trav Nation camera call. That's what that means. Every time someone new comes in from the Trav Nation crew, it's just a 21 camera call. 244 comments, and you know what that means. We're only 56 away from another crash. I think we probably did have a crash around the 100 comment mark. It just didn't throw a caution there in stage number 1. Everything NASCAR loves Ruthless Racing, and Ruthless Racing loves Everything NASCAR, as Everything NASCAR is responsible for your official Ruthless Racing Series highlights. And I do share those when they come up onto my community post. No, don't spam it. Have a conversation. Love one another. Who the hell is going to win this race? And I'm serious about it, because I used the bad word. And it's Shepard, you know. I don't know what happened to him. It's unfortunate. He was a strong car all evening. But Bad Martin been the strongest car, as he has won both stages, and that 34 has been a familiar bumper tag. Almost like his license plate out there tonight. I believe his license plate number is 34. The number 4 has a 34 license plate. There's Hollywood. He got caught into some trouble earlier. So, good line here. Typical and Hollywood working together. Two guys who dominated the points in the regular season. You can hear them. They're wide open right here. This is like some 220 stuff you're seeing right now. They are on like over 220 going down that backstretch right there. And that was one hell of a run they took out to that middle lane. They just don't have the help to keep it going out there once they basically done the slingshot. They engaged it, just didn't complete it. But you could hear that car was completely winded up going down that backstretch that time in the 16 of Hollywood. So that was interesting to see Hollywood go that fast, and you could just hear it on there, honestly. But these two guys right here, we are at 10 to go when we cross the line, and that's when I said some of these guys are going to have to pit. 10 to go. And there they go. That's Trav Nation, Big Ben, and Dunlap going in right now. So maybe these guys work together. You got Shepard coming out right now. They could possibly catch him, depending on how that works out. Got G-Dog up here in 3rd position now. And G-Dog, like I said, had been poking his head up here all evening. Could he have it, what it takes? And it wouldn't mean anything for him personally other than getting a win here in the Ruthless Racing Series. It wouldn't clinch him into anything or nothing like that. But it would be good to see a different winner here. 6 of Bob Drew is going to take a pit road this time. And Hollywood as well going to go in with them. And Typical is going to stay out with this front pack, as that is the strategy I would also take. That is enough cars up here to make a huge difference in separating themselves from the rest of the field. All depending on what kind of pit stop these guys have, as we are down to 8 to go in this race. And who is going to punch theirself in to the Ruthless Championship 4? It is a question that I just have been wanting to have an answer to all season. I mean, Bad Martin with the win. Oh, with the win, but he gets kind of knocked off the track, out of his line. Typical gets a lot of spots there. Oh, we just got a little bit of glitching going on here, but I can't believe Dan the Man hurt Martin's pitting there. He's not going to come out with that lead now. And, you know, you got to have that help to... you got to have that help to get the lead at Talladega. And sometimes you have to make enemies and leave them stranded once you get out to head of that inside line and you cut them off. These are what I'm looking to be our leaders still whenever all this comes around. But we'll check it out on Typical Stream once everybody gets back out on the track here. So Typical don't know, possibly got a speeding penalty. Yeah, I believe he did. So that's unfortunate for Typical, as he did gain a lot of time there on those guys. So unfortunate. The 34 of Dan the Man is going to be your leader at the moment. And I believe Hollywood's coming up here to take the lead right now. And oh, he almost gets the nose of the 34, but he's able to clip it off just enough to get the lead. 16 in the lead. Now, once again, I think he led possibly one lap or two at some point earlier on in the race, maybe during a pit cycle. But now he is pitted around to the lead, and yeah, there's about 7 laps remaining now. So very interesting turn of events after this pit stop. And now Dan the Man and Martin worked themselves back around these two. G-Dog and Hollywood, can they work up something and get around these guys? I'm telling you, late on in the race, if these two guys in G-Dog and Hollywood work together on the outside, they can beat Dan and Martin here at Talladega. Dan the Man is Dan with the plan. I like that. Sorry I missed your comment there, Graylin. I think staying out is against the rules in the Ruthless Racing series. Like, till you run out of gas. I think that is against the rules. So right now you are watching the battle for the lead, and it's between these 4 cars at the moment. And like I said, G-Dog, does he got what it takes? I'm telling you, if he jumps to the outside late in this race, he is going to get that help from Hollywood. And a little bit of side draft in the outside preferred lane, I think you could win here at Talladega. They just got to work together whenever it counts, coming down to the wire. And we're going to get that lap count this time by, as we're going to see how it's going to come down to at the line whenever this is all getting ready to be wrapped up, as we do have the burnout rule here in the Ruthless Racing Series. For those of you that don't know, the winner does get to do a burnout. I wish Typical would just switch his screen around a little bit so I could see what laps are up there. So Dan the Man holding on to the lead right now, as his buddy behind him there, and Bad Martin, has won stages 1 and 2. So maybe trying to get Dan the Man the lock-in ticket after winning and scooping up some extra points in the first 2 stages. So Typical's coming around to the line this time, and I think that's going to leave us with 3 to go here in this one once they get around. Let's see. Yep, we have 3 to go at the line. It'll be 2 to go for these guys up front this time by. When are they going to make the move? You got to have the momentum for more than a lap. Hollywood wants to go. And G-Dog, I don't know if he just don't trust it, or he wants to wait to the last lap and just try to get them all at once. Frank Kimmel. I really hate that that logo. It gets in the way up there. Oh, we got a drop back from the 4. He's leaving a little bit too much space. If I'm Dan, I'm slowing down just a little bit right now. I'm going to drag my throttle just a little bit. Oh yeah, he's going to go up, going to come back down. Okay, now we're starting to race for it now. It's going to be 1 to go at the line. Dan the Man trying to block his buddy here, and Bad Martin, they're door to door coming down, and 1 and 2 this time. Bad Martin does not have it to do it right here. This is the white flag as they come down the backstretch for the final time. Dan the Man still in the lead. Bad Martin was not going to give him anything. Here goes G-Dog. He's going to try to go to the outside. Quarter panel from the 34. Bumps him up the track. He's not going to be able to pass him. Is he going to be able to do it again up here on the front stretch? Hollywood's just dragging behind down here in fourth. He was a fast car down the backstretch earlier on. Can he pull a little bit of air here late on in this race? And here is the last lap. 34 is in the lead. Bad Martin is in third. Can G-Dog jump to the inside and get it here? No, he's going to flip the script on him, and your winner is going to be the 34 of Dan the Man. G-Dog finishes in second. His best finish here in the Ruthless Racing Series, I do believe. And another awesome, awesome finish for the 4 of Bad Martin. As I don't see many people slowing down here, as they may be racing this one through tonight. No burnout rule tonight, possibly. They've got me in quite the confusion, as they did not let me know. But nonetheless, it is still Dan the Man who is very much leading this thing. Possibly no burnout rule tonight. Oh, I guess G-Dog's going to try to make a move to the outside. And he's not going to be able to get it done. No burnout rule tonight, as it's going to be the same finish as it was the lap before. So they should have let me know that, but oh my goodness, I had to call that one twice. There's quite a bit of confusion on the actual lap, but it finished the same way, so all the same. Watch either lap, but it all fits. It was about the same deal on both laps. Great finish. That was a really close finish, to be honest. Dan the Man punches the ticket. He is the only one who is guaranteed a championship 4 spot, other than Typical, who does not have a win. I think Typical just has the points. The finish was 4/100ths of a second was the difference there. So 4/100ths of a second was the difference in this race. Dan the Man, G-Dog, Bad Martin, Hollywood, Trav Nation rounding up your top 5. Good top 5 by Trav Nation tonight. Dunlap in 6th, Big Ben in 7th, Typical finishing 8th, Anxious Yeti in 9th, Shepherd in 10th. And I'm sorry about the rest of you guys down there. Oh, as we get to see the end of a race there. Good stuff, good stuff. So Dan the Man, G-Dog, and Bad Martin. I'm going to try to get those guys in there. If you all will stick with us, we'll get that podium interviews right here live on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Thanks to everybody who has watched tonight. Stick around for their interviews. Alright, so we're going to wait for those guys to get in here, and we'll get them interviewed. And I really want to thank everybody for joining tonight and watching. Still 17 of you all in here. That is just absolutely amazing. I really, truly appreciate every single one of y'all coming through. Got 13 likes on the stream. I think we gained like 3 subs tonight. So it's been really awesome. So appreciate every single one of you. And as we're getting ready to do our winner interviews.
Hello?
Yeah, I got you all.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I went dead for a minute.
Okay, I got all of you all in here. Got Bad Martin. Got the third place tonight, but you did really well in stage number 1 and 2. Very, very strong car leading most of the laps there in the first part of this race. But a very entertaining Talladega race tonight. I thought so. And so what did you think about it? And then was you disappointed to come out with third? Did you feel like you had the winning car?
Well, damn straight. I can't say I did. Like Dan and I run the same setup here, so we kind of know what we got. And I would just happen to be lucky on where it ended up in the first two stages. And I said our cars are pretty even. I almost thought to give it away there, running me up the track there in the turn on the last lap, but he did good. So congratulations to Dan. Yeah, I had a stable car and I enjoyed it, and there's a lot of little dicing around there instead of just single file.
Yeah, there was a lot of good two-lane racing. One viewer said Travis would jump out there with anybody on the high side, said he'll go where the balls were. And anytime someone put the balls up there, he was with them. And there was some good racing there door to door most of that race. But very good race by you, Bad Martin. I'm glad you got those stage points, and that was get you a little closer to claiming that one of those final 4 spots.
Yeah, I'm hoping to crawl up on Hollywood. I was third, so now Dan's locked in, Tippett was locked in, so I'm back to fourth. So, but I was getting close to Hollywood, so I don't know how he finished tonight.
I think he finished right behind you.
Every stage? I hope not.
No, I don't think every stage. But no, at the end there.
Yeah, at the end, he finished fourth.
But yeah, good race there good race there for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, good couple of stages there. It's hard to get a sweep in any race, but you certainly tried your best there. But thanks for being out there, and we'll catch you next week at Charlotte.
All right, thanks. Good one, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, and G-Dog, I think this is your best finish in the Ruthless Racing Series. So what did you think about your Talladega race? I said you were a strong competitor all night. You've been running up there with that top pack, and you came home with second place. So what did you think? Yeah, I just kept saying, I was like, that G-Dog, he's been up there all night. I think he's going to be a strong competitor here at the end of this one, especially after those pit stops. And sure enough, you were up there at the end. So good race by you out there. And you've been out here most of the season, I do believe. Right, I understand. That's exactly right, and it was a whale of a job by you and just about everybody out there in the field. Only had one real big incident, I think, all night that did actually bring out a caution. And that was right there on the restart of stage number 3 of all times to happen. But nonetheless, thanks for coming out here and racing with us, G-Dog, and hope to see you next week. All right. And then, last but not least, number 1 on the podium, Dan the Man. And he's got that ticket punched for a chance to dance with the Ruthless 4 for a championship in Homestead, Miami in 2 weeks. So what do you think about it?
Can't wait. I'll take it.
So with the race tonight, mostly a pusher most of this race. And
Yep.
And then there at the end, he tries to fight you for it, but can't quite
Oh
get
yeah.
it done. And
Yep.
you got him. So I mean, overall, what'd you think? Was it just patience you think got you this win, or just aggressiveness at the end overall?
No patience. I mean, like me and like Bad Martin like always work very well together at these super speedways, and so like the first stage I just worked with. I mean, like we like kind of worked with each other like the whole race. Like the third stage, I tried to jump out and make a race of it, and I took and got to the back, and I was like, damn, it's hard to get up there. And then like once I got back up there, I'm like, I'm not going back there again. But yeah, like I tried to work with Martin like the first two stages, and like the third stage, it was I guess I got lucky and I got it done.
Well, that's good to hear. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you got that win. Ticket punched. I wanted a different winner from all these past weeks, and we got it. So it's good to see. Glad to see it. And I'm glad for you. Glad to see that you'll be at Homestead with a reason to win that race.
I appreciate it. I got a pretty good Homestead car, so
that's what we like to hear. We want some
That's the second
competitiveness.
win of the year.
I'll take it.
That's right. It wouldn't be locked in if it hadn't been, right?
Yeah, I mean, I should be there at Homestead. I should be in the mix for sure.
That's good to hear. And anybody you'd like to thank or shout out for tonight?
I'd like to thank Martin, and I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to thank friggin' Hollywood. And I'll see you guys next week.
Well, thank you for being out here and racing with us in the Ruthless Racing Series. And congratulations on your win tonight.
Thanks.
You heard it here first. Dan will be racing for that championship here in a couple weeks, and we brought Hollywood in to possibly talk a little bit about what Charlotte and Homestead's going to bring. And what do you think about this restrictor plate race? A lot of guys say they're boring. I think they're a real big hit on the streams. As a racer and owner and just everything else in between on this game, what did you think about it?
Yeah, man, pretty fun. A lot of good racing out there. We didn't really stay single file as a whole pack for more than a couple laps, so I thought that was cool. We were able to have some good racing without really having any cautions. That caution to begin the stage was off a lag. It wasn't really anybody's fault. So yeah, I mean, I don't even think we really had a legit caution. And so yeah, we got Charlotte next week. I think so. Dan will be locked in, and then I think Typical will probably be locked in on points because even if somebody new wins, that would only be 3 locked in on, or 2 locked in on wins, and then you got 2 that get in on points, so he would be one of them. And then I'll be in a good spot. Martin will probably be in a good spot, and Shepard I think he's going to be down about 15 points, and Jared right there behind him. So it'll be, pretty interesting. I know Shepard's pretty good at Charlotte. And there's 4 stages next week.
Yep.
So there's a lot of opportunities for points. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, extra bonus points next week, fellas.
Yes, sir.
So, all of you out there watching, any of you racers that's looking for those playoff points to get you in that championship, next week's week to do it. Possibly, someone like Shepard or Jared gets a win next week could really put a damper on somebody. Don't know who.
Step up big time.
Hopefully at Hollywood.
That would be tough. But does anybody else have anything to say?
Did you see that move that I pulled off? I think it was the second stage. That pass. You see that?
I probably did.
Oh, that was crazy.
There was so
That was
many
fun.
things going on. I'd have to go back and be like, yeah, that
I
one.
was so loose. I was just barely hanging on to it. That was,
He
that
was
was
singing the song "Time to Do Some Sketchy Shit," and
fun. Yeah, dude.
That's great.
big run.
Well, I'm glad y'all had fun. It was fun to bring live to the viewers. It was fun to watch and all that. Was probably our most popular race this season so far. I have to see what the views are whenever we end it. But it's all for you all that's watching, mostly Trav Nation out there, I believe. But yeah, congratulations to... Yeah, thank you, Trav Nation, for sure. And thank you, SKU Car, and the official highlights brought to you by Everything NASCAR. It's all appreciated. This was the Ruthless Racing Series playoffs. Ruthless round of 6 at Talladega, won by Dan the Man. Punched his ticket to Homestead here in a couple weeks. So, everybody, we appreciate your viewership. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you next week for action from Charlotte.